So, on Sunday Stories this week, one of my readers sent in a question and a challenge. So the question was, do I create all of my own content for Instagram and the Golden Brand website? The answer is yes, I do. And they asked me how long it took to create it and could I create it in a weekend? So my friend, your timing is absolutely perfect because not only am I in need of some fresh content for my Instagram, but we have just launched the next round of the 8-week challenge in the self-portrait studio, and I do the prompts along with the members. And I like to get a head start on those prompts so that I can capture behind the scenes and post it before the actual prompts are due. It helps give the members some ideas about how to set up for their own photos and a little inspiration if they're having a hard time getting started. Plus, I have some branded content that I have to create for one of my brand partners, and I'm launching a new freebie. It's amazing. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Mood Board Mastery, which is why we have the little mood board collage set up. So to recap for you, this is what we are doing today. I am creating video content, photo content, content for my Instagram, content for my website, content for the self-portrait studio, extra content to have in my back pocket, brand partner content. Did I say that? I don't know. There's so much. And I'm going to do it in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So I'm going to set up a secondary camera so I can film the whole thing live for you. And I'm going to do it over there on that little patch of wall because the light is weird today. And I only use natural light in my photos. I don't bring in ring lights or anything like that. It tends to be harsh and really unflattering. Little tip for you. So I'm going to do it over there. And the light is best actually down low right now. So I will be sitting on the floor, maybe on a cushion, I don't know, we'll see. For your information, normally in the self-portrait studio, I would take these photos using the back camera. Number one, they're higher quality. Number two, there's some secret sauce stuff that we only talk about in the self-portrait studio. Forgiving that rule today because I am working under the gun. I'm accepting this challenge. Not only am I going to do it in a weekend, I'm going to do it in 20 minutes, and I need to see myself for it. So let me give you some tips. All right, I'm going to take care of this in 20 minutes, which means it's going to be more beneficial for me to possibly get some lower quality images, but to be able to see myself. Now, there's a couple things I'm going to be doing during the video. You'll see me reaching out to tap. I have some props I'm going to be bringing in, and for some of those photos, I want the iPhone camera to be focusing on my face, and for some of them, I want it to be focusing on my hands. So when you see me reaching out like this, I'm doing the auto lock feature. And the way that you do it on your iPhone, if you haven't done it yet, is you open your camera. Please turn on the grid lines. Nothing will reveal an amateur photographer quite like wonky grid lines. So just turn them on. I never turn mine off. You get used to seeing them. They won't bother you, I promise. Turn on your grid lines, set up your shot, decide what you want it to focus on. So in the case of one of the props I'm using, I will actually put that in the foreground, then I'll go tap, hold my finger, and it will focus on the bottle. And then my face will be more portrait style and a bokeh in the background. It won't be in focus. Then for some of them, I want to be in focus and I want this to be blurred, for example. So I will touch on my face and I will hold, and then you'll see AF lock come on the top of your iPhone. That means that the autofocus is locked on whatever you just tapped on. Another little tip, I tend to find that the iPhone shoots a little bit bright, even on a day like today when it's overcast, it shoots a little bit bright. So also when you tap, you'll see a little sun come up. So set your autofocus first, then a little sun will come up, and then just draw your finger down or up to the exposure level that you want. I always slightly darken it because later on in editing, it is so much easier to go lighter than it is to go darker. Okay, so it's really, really hard to add in contrast and shadow without your photo looking grainy. Another thing that will reveal an amateur photographer over a pro. So keeping that tip in mind, slightly darker, you can always brighten it up later. All right, are you ready? Ready for the challenge? Okay, I'm quickly popping in here to let you know that I'm switching. So I sat in this one spot, I had all of my props. It took me about 20 minutes total to run through and get this variety of photos, and now I'm gonna switch to some video content that I need to put on my Instagram feed. So I've put up this gorgeous little mood board, and I have the camera pulled in close so that it looks full, because it doesn't look very full this far away, but it will when I get the camera in close. All right, so I'm gonna leave this turned on. Sorry about the height. This is the best I can do with the equipment I've got right now. And you can watch what I create, and then you can see the final. Okay, that's a wrap. I accepted the challenge to create a month's worth of content in one day. And then I took that a step further and I decided to create it in 20 minutes. And not only that, but I got a variety using 2 looks, one outfit, 2 hair looks, multiple props. I created content using 2 different kinds of flowers. We got a disco ball in there. I did some seated portraits. I did some artistic conceptual portraits that I can edit up later and add details to. Even showed you how, while everything is set up, I will grab some video content and how I create that video content. I have to go put everything back together. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has given you some ideas for what you can create.